You know, I've really been enjoying the age of streaming. Uh, Netflix and Amazon Prime have been really wonderful to have around. I love having a Chromecast, and it's been great browsing through YouTube. But at the same time, I've come to realize that there's a genre that I really wish existed that doesn't exist, which is really optimistic, hard sci-fi. The closest thing you can get to this is basically Star Trek. And Star Trek does a great job at social commentary, but it's not really that great at actually making a plausible a plausible technological case for this is something that we could actually do. And the reason that matters is because when Star Trek makes a statement like, oh, well, we just have replicators, or we don't have money, it's sort of made in a vacuum. It's what the author wants to be true, not actually a statement of, no, I've thought through this, and I think this is actually a plausible future. I've been watching a lot of Isaac Arthur, which is a channel on YouTube, Science and Futurism, and I highly recommend that channel. It's very long form, but it is a total delight. And it's appropriate now that I'm walking towards the sunset, because it's very optimistic. You know, they don't shy away from the darker parts of human nature, but at the same time, it's okay to say, you know, the lives that we live now are so much better than the lives that people were living 400 years ago, or even 1,000 years ago, or frankly, even 100 years ago. And so it's fair to say what lives are going to be in the future, they're going to seem like a utopia to us. No, human nature is not going to change that much, but they're going to have better access to resources than we do today. And so it's not going to cost them really much at all to eliminate poverty, to eliminate hunger, to make disease, largely a thing of the past. And today we see that as a utopia, whereas I think if we were to talk to them, they would say, oh, well, this isn't actually a utopia because, we get into arguments and we have divorces and look at all this drama that we have. But that's just human beings being human beings. Anyways, I would love to have a TV show with rockets, maybe set 200 or 300 years in the future. Actually, I take that back, maybe 400 years in the future, with no warp drive, no artificial gravity, all spin gravity, fusion reactors, rockets, and just hard sci-fi concepts, but with a positive tone. I started watching The Expanse, and it really does a terrific job of the hard sci-fi side, although so far we haven't seen like any orbital rings around Earth, which, given their level of progress, I would have expected at least an orbital ring around the moon. Orbital rings are really cool. or there should be some launch loops on Earth. So there should be something like that. But it's so dark. It's so dark. And I just keep asking myself, where's the light and hope in this setting? And honestly, the whole pandemic plotline in season 1, it's a bit too close to home. I'd really like something with the ethos of the Orville or Star Trek Next Generation. Something with that kind of spirit, but with hard sci-fi. I think that would just be terrific. I'd be eating that up. And I think other people, even if they didn't appreciate the science right away, I think they would find it encouraging too. Because I think particularly by the end of this pandemic, we're just going to be fed up with the darkness. We're going to be ready for the sunrise. Because it's just... it's just a little too much right now. And we don't need our fiction dumping on us too. I guess the reason that I would like to see it be hard sci-fi is because I'd like them to start, serving as a platform for talking about real plausible ideas like universal basic income and transferable voting, or even things a little bit more advanced like direct democracy, maybe with cybernetics, stuff like that. Really interesting. I think there's a lot of interesting concepts you can go with that there. All right, looks like I'm losing you. See you next time.